can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you perfect.
All right, bet. What
Uh,
up?
all right, guys. So we're good to go now. Let's see. Come on, bro. I'm getting you ready for the Ellen show, my guy.
Ellen show.
You're going to be on the Ellen show.
Yeah, send her this in so I can go.
You're going to be on the Oprah show, too. The signal. Is your Wi-Fi good? Okay, there we go. We're good. We're good. All right. It's going in and out.
It's going in and out?
Wait, don't move for like 10 seconds. All right, you're good. Just don't move too much. It's good. All right. As long as you can hear me, it's fine.
I can hear you, bro.
All right, guys. So we're going to start. This is client interview number 7 as I preach again. We're going to run through all 10 of my clients. And then obviously as I continue to grow, get more clients, we're going to keep interviewing them. And we're going to get other players, agents, trainers, coaches, all kinds of people on here just to inspire and motivate others and continue to educate. So first of all, Nick Banyard, my guy. Let me just explain. He's on a different Instagram because he's not on Instagram. Even though I yell at him all the time, tell him to get on Instagram, but it's okay. We made it work. So we do. So we just adjusted and adapt. So first of all, why don't you introduce yourself, kind of tell a little bit about your background, your life, family stuff, and then you can kind of break down your basketball career up until now and where you're at right
now. I'm Nick Banyard. I'm originally from West Texas, out there in Sweetwater, a place called Sweetwater. It's like an hour away from Abilene, if y'all know where that is. Moved to the Dallas area my freshman year of high school. Just, better opportunity for basketball. And, I had great success out there in high school. I played with some big-time players out there. I went to a private school called Grace Prep. I was out there with people like Isaiah Austin, Emmanuel Mudiay, and then at transfer schools. And I played with Marcus Smart and Phil Forte, them type guys. And then I'm going to New Mexico for 2 years, and then transferred because of coaching changes. And then went to Illinois State for 2 years, and transferred. I graduated, and then I went to UCF for my 5th year, and then that's when I met, obviously, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, so I want to touch on the UCF. Obviously, we have to because that's how we met. That's how we became friends. So first of all, just for everyone that's watching, I met Nick actually through Aubrey. So Aubrey Dawkins, obviously Coach Dawkins' son. We became really close. We were like best friends while I was at UCF, and I actually didn't meet you probably till towards the end of my UCF career. As a senior. I'm losing signal again. It's good though now. You good?
Yep, I'm good.
Yeah, so I didn't meet you till the end. And one of the things I'm going to touch on, during this interview is how, how we met, but I'm going to wait till later. So yeah, first of all, that's, UCF was a great school. And I kind of want to ask you, how was it playing with Johnny Dawkins? I love Coach Dawkins. He's a mentor to me, someone good that I keep in my circle. How was it playing with him and with Aubrey? And, you had Taco there while you were there. Kind of all the boys just kind of touch on your experience.
Man, I loved UCF. Coach Dawkins, he's probably I don't even got a word to explain him, man. He's a very humble dude. Probably the best guy you're going to come about, especially with that level of success. Most people that have that level of success, they got an arrogance to them and that you can't tell them nothing. So the fact that I was able to go there, he still welcomed me in everything, and he still let me be the type of player that I wanted to be. If you know me, I'm a passionate guy. I like to talk shit out there on the court, do whatever it is. And not one time, my whole time there, did he yell at me for doing that or tell me to stop doing that. It was just kind of something he accepted about whatever it is. And to know that he has this background, obviously great NBA career, phenomenal college career, coach, everybody you can probably think of. And for you to go out there on the court and he's telling me yeah, what do you see out there? You know what I'm saying? I'm able to come back and be like, yo, I see this is blah, 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 blah. He's like, okay, cool, go out there and tell him. You know what I'm saying? So to have a coach be able to do that with that level of success and be around all that, it's really humbling. You know what I mean? It speaks real volumes on him, and obviously just that trickles down to Ob. Ob's a great dude, one of my best friends. So that trickles down to him, and just I'm trying to find a word other than humble, but that was a blessing coming across them, and it's a lifelong thing. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I still keep up with Coach Dawkins, and then I'll talk to Aubrey every single day. But outside of that, man, it was a blessing, man. I'm glad I went there.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I completely agree. Literally everything you said is absolutely correct. You know, Coach Dawkins, first of all, like even with someone like me, you know, like someone that wants to, you know, work in the agent business, you know, talking to a lot of players that are there and, you know, being such a good friend with Aubrey, you know, it was surprising for him to be so open and, you know, basically a mentor to me almost throughout my last 2 years there. You know, he was willing to text me whenever I reached out to him or get on a call. You know, I could go over his house and talk to him and, you know, that was, you know, that was a blessing as well. And like you said, Aubrey, you know, it's a relationship life. You know, Aubrey's our brother. We all talk every single day. Um, and I love them. I love that whole family. I love his brother. I love the mom. You know, I love Miss Dawkins. I love all of them. So that's great. One sec. Keep getting notifications. I'm shutting that off. All right. So we're gonna move on a little bit.
All right.
I'm gonna skip over one thing and we're gonna go back to because I want to touch on it now that we kind of touched on Aubrey Dawkins and Coach Dawkins. I want to ask you, you know, we're big gamers. You know, I think people that know us probably could figure that out. One of the things that gaming does, though, that's kind of underappreciated is that it takes athletes kind of out of their mind of, you know, playing basketball every single day, working out every single day, and kind of gives them an opportunity to kind of just sit back and relax and, you know, invest themselves into a game. But also, it's like a huge communication, you know, opportunity as well, where you get to talk to, you know, your guys and other players all the time. So I think that's a super important aspect of it because, like, especially with COVID now, you know, you don't get to talk to as much people in person as you usually would.
Exactly.
Just touch on like gaming a little bit and like how, you know, me, you, and Aubrey, you know, we even like got really close as friends, you know, through gaming. Me and you, like we started with that, and then that's kind of how our relationship built into now I'm managing you, and you know, that's just crazy, like how gaming can be kind of the foundation for some of these business relationships. So like, just tell me a little bit, like, you know, about that and like why you love.
Man, like you said, man, I love gaming. It's like it's just a way for you to ease your mind. You go do whatever you're doing. It's a way for you to get away from the world and all your problems and just be dialed in on, you know, a scream and really just, it's a bonding thing more than anything. If it's not like what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, anyways, it's like a bonding thing, a way for you to get away from everything. So the fact that we were able to get on it, like example, me and you, obviously we got close playing World War Z because we we
I,
need
I game, bro. I fucking hate that game.
that shit was tough, but it was fun, bro, because you got to. I mean, obviously you find out, you know, how people communicate. You know what I'm saying, and all that extra shit. No, it's fun, man. It's always good laughs. Those are memories to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll always remember that. You know what I mean? So it's always fun and just a good time. And like I said, just to get away from everything, just to get away from the stress of just life or personal stuff going on or basketball stuff or, you know, whatever it is. You're able to just get there and just let loose and block everything out. So it's definitely.
While we're on the subject, you know, I know you've been talking a lot of shit about the PS5. You
That's
know,
fun.
on just now. And first of all, I've been downloading stuff all day, and it's still downloading. So it's actually taken a while. I think my Wi-Fi is just totally trash. But you know, just so the world knows that he's a huge Xbox guy, don't even bring up a PlayStation game.
I don't want to hear.
Or you could be saying it's trash all day.
And I'm loyal. I'm loyal to the Xbox.
Yeah, man. So I already know I got to get you Xbox Series X or whatever the new one's called. I don't even know because they all sound the same.
Was that what you said earlier? That was Call of Duty, the new one.
Yeah, that was That was Cold War.
That should look alright.
Yeah, I know. I already know. And I already know you liked when I played Spider-Man Miles Morales too, and you wanted to play that.
I clicked through it. As soon as I see that shit, I'm like, no.
All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on from the gaming stuff. But yeah, once again, like I just want to preach, like, you know, people that kind of, you know, maybe hate on people gaming or, you know, watching, you know, different things like about gaming and stuff like that. I think it's really a trend that's going to be continuing to move forward as the years go by. I think a lot of athletes are going to be involved. You know, one of the things that I talk about with other guys is, you know, I actually own part of an esports team and I manage an esports team. You know, shout out to Sixth Gear from UCF as well. And, you know, I had a lot of athletes hitting me up to play in tournaments, you know, during the bubble as well. Like even Taco and me were talking about Call of Duty.
know what? I didn't even think about it. I was talking to Arb about it the other day. I'm like, man, I need to get on one of these 2K teams because I'm really like that. I don't like bragging.
Hey, no, it's like that's another like opportunity that you could do like during the off season or even during the season if you had the time to be able to pull it off. You know, you run on imagine you were like on the Miami Heat 2K team, you know, or the Magic Gaming team. You know, we had them come in to speak at UCF for our sport business program, and you know those guys do it for a living.
I know that's dope.
It's crazy. I mean, obviously they go home and like they stream and they do that Twitch stuff also, so they can continue to make more money. But it's crazy. If you're really nice like that, maybe we'll have to put you in a tournament soon.
Please, or just put me up against one of your little people on your esports team.
We actually don't have a 2K team. We don't have a team yet. We gonna expand to that soon.
What games are they playing?
We play Call of Duty, so we just started 2 new teams with a new Call of Duty. We play Rainbow Six Siege and Counter Strike. Shooting first person.
I ain't never played that last one.
Yeah, Counter Strike's like a PC game. It's alright. I never was a big fan, honestly, of that game. A lot of people are.
Thing on for sure.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to another topic. So one of the things I want to talk about. This is super important. I think this will actually be one of the coolest things that we end up doing together. You know, as our relationship continues to grow, even though we're going to be working together for the rest of our lives. But I think what you, me, and Pancake are doing. So Cake Thomas, another client of mine who I met through you. First of all, I really appreciate you, telling other guys, that you trust me and believe in me and, allow me to talk to them. That's a blessing in disguise as well. But yeah, we're working on a project, basically a program where you could teach young athletes, college athletes, family members, coaches, a lot of guys that are going to be playing internationally, playing in the G League. Honestly, people would think that that's not the main road, but that's the main road. That's the majority of athletes, right? The NBA is this big.
90 athletes is going to be overseas for sure.
Yeah, 90% of the athletes are going to be going to play overseas. So I think that's a super important aspect. And like you said, what you're going to touch on right now is there's a lot of unknown when you go play overseas. You don't know stuff. So obviously there's some adversity that comes with that. There's a little bit of anxiousness. It's scary. It's nerve-wracking. So we're putting together a program not only for these athletes to learn a little bit about the overseas business, how it is to live there, some of the things that you could do while you're there, who you should be talking to, where you should be going in different countries, different cities, but also a networking platform, right? So where you could get on and talk to an athlete that, might not have anyone. And I need someone I can ask this question to. I'm going to play in Luxembourg. I have no one else to ask, but I've never been there before, so I'm kind of nervous. So just touch on like why you guys wanted to help. You and Kate kind of started this, and I kind of jumped in. Like, why do you guys want to help these athletes, and why is it so important to you?
Man, we wanted to help them because me and Kate kind of been in similar boats. We came into New Mexico, same week, freshman year. That's how we became best friends. But going into there was obviously a lot of stuff we didn't know going into college. When we went to New Mexico, they were a top 25 program at the time. So there's just, man, you got to know how to manage your money. I remember me and Kate got our summer grant that summer, and we splurged it. You know what I mean? Like we were going out to eat every night, and we were going shopping every night. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, because we thought, oh, it's going to keep coming. It's going to keep coming. And then obviously outside of that, you got time management. That's probably the biggest thing. You got, between study hall and weights and conditioning and practice and film and classes and then study hall and all that extra stuff, you got to know how to manage your time. Obviously, they help you with all that stuff, but when you get there, but it helps to have it would have been helpful to have a program before we went there to know what we're getting ourselves into. So we don't have to go through those getting in trouble and then, losing minutes later on or losing, getting strikes and stuff for coach early on, just as soon as we get there. So that was just from the high school to the college end, and then from the college to professional. Obviously, there's like there's the unknown, the stuff you just don't know, and then there's the known unknown of I know I don't know a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So when it comes to agents, not all agents are out there, really for your best interest, and they just, and then obviously on a deeper standpoint, you want to know about teams, you want to know about coaches, places, do they pay on time, how's the living, and then also that's what you're here for. The next part is what you want to do with your money.
Yeah,
Let's sit there because you go over there, you're playing. If you're overseas, you do a lot of just relaxing. You got practice. You do, you got your weights, and outside of that, it's just you. So it's real easy to get caught up in, I don't know, trying to find girls or trying to get shopping done online or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So um, why not do better stuff with your money during that time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'll add to that, and also shout out to Matt Williams who's in here, who's UCF, legend. That's me right there. Matt's like my brother. I told you all, dude. I've known him since my freshman year. Like I was 150 pounds, little white boy walking around campus. And George Muman, who's one of my best friends for life. I love that man. So, but just to touch on what you were saying, because it's super important. Obviously that's what I'm here for, right? To kind of be another voice in your ear. That's why, some of these athletes have business managers. But, the reason that we're doing this program is because you can't help everybody, right? There's only 24 hours in a day. I can't have, 20,000 clients. It doesn't work like that. So having a program that they could kind of just go online, watch maybe a couple videos of you kind of giving them some guidance, stuff like that, and the networking platform where they can just write a message or get on a call or an email quick. And, there's different basketball professional players on there, or even agents will be on there, anyone that's in our inner circle that we want to have on there. And they can get guidance, they can get information. And, it's going to be, something that's not expensive, but I think a lot of players and families will benefit from it. And like we said before, I think the majority of college players specifically, they don't realize when they're in college that they're going to be playing international most likely. They all think maybe the NBA. But the majority is like for someone like UCF, right? They're going to have maybe one NBA guy at the most every year. Like Taco and Aubrey, they were the two, like they still aren't NBA guys. They were G League guys, Exhibit 10 guys that went to play international, and Taco is still there.
And that's the great thing about this, whatever the program we want to start up, because you got people.
Yep.
You literally got, Taco and Matt who are on two ways, and they can speak from a whole different perspective because they were actually around it. And you got Aub that obviously he offers a variety of different information just from his and the experience he had. And then obviously you got, we can still have people who started off at lower leagues or started in Asia or.
We'll have everything.
Yeah,
we'll have everything, and that's
all different.
That's why it's going to be so great, because it's going to be something that's convenient, low priced, because obviously we have to make some form of money, because to us this is a business asset. This is something that we want to continue to grow and grow and grow. That's going to be another revenue stream for us for the next 20, 30 years. But at the same time, which is the most important aspect of it, is we're helping thousands of players.
Exactly.
Because we're going to be literally helping college players, professional players, and all kinds of players all the time. So I think that's awesome.
And I don't know about you, but I'm real stern on, don't talk to me if you haven't been through it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's probably much, but it's just like, bro, tell me something you've experienced. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're really good at this, then talk to me about that. So
I get you. Like don't try to give me, perspective where you haven't had it yet.
Exactly.
Fine if you come and talk to me and give me some guidance on what
just to talk. Don't tell me. Yeah. So that's the great thing. That's another great thing about the program is obviously we're offering like our own insight. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And to get to the next, kind of topic, I was talking about that kind of being a business asset for, me, you, and Cake, and, growing that for years to come. One of the things that me and you also, became really close on was like stock investing and stock trading and stuff like that. And, people are going to watch this and be like, oh, Michael's telling him to invest in stocks. You shouldn't be doing that. He's not a financial advisor, all this kind of shit. But what they don't realize is, first of all, we're doing the very basics, general stock investing. Second of all, I've had money in the stock market for over probably 8 or 9 years now. I've talked to millions of financial advisors. My best friend's dad is a Wells Fargo, executive. So I definitely have the above average experience when it comes to that. So, one of the things that me and you got close on was, getting on calls every week and just talking about some of like, these safe long-term stocks like Apple, Exxon, Tesla, the S&P 500 index fund, all those kind of things. And we really grew like closer through that. So I thought that was, that's cool. And that's another way an athlete can kind of take advantage of, some of their downtime by investing their money, smart, like in a smart way. So, why do you enjoy that? What are some of the things that you've kind of enjoyed doing that and learning throughout the past couple of weeks?
Man, I've enjoyed it the most just because it's something different. Like I don't. It's funny watching. I mean, one of my favorite movies is The Wolf of Wall Street, and you don't understand. Like they're so fucking zoned in, blah blah blah, or whatever's going on, and you're like, oh, it's not that serious, and you hear about it, but then once you actually get into it, it's nice to just be focused on something else other than basketball to see that I can elevate my mind or my revenue or whatever way do something else. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously basketball, I'm doing that myself, so it's nice to have something kind of working on its own. You know what I mean? I have something else to look forward to when I wake up and blah blah blah. So and I really appreciated you helping me with that. Obviously, I was so willing to listen to you because of your experience. You know what I mean? So it's been good. You know what I'm saying? You've helped me with.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I preach to all my guys. Like, it's first of all, the first thing you need to do is learn, right? And you were willing to learn, not just from me. Like, you were hitting me up and sending me articles. I know you said you were like talking to your other boys about it, and that's the first start right there. Is learning about it and learning just the basics. Because like for example, TD Ameritrade and Robinhood, right? Like they're not difficult to learn. It takes one day to learn it. If you sit down for a couple hours and you just learn the basics, and to put, we're not saying we're going to put millions of dollars away and, risk it all on some stock or do anything stupid. But, we're putting away a couple $1,000s, in safe long-term things that you're going to make an 8 to 10%, annual return most of the years, almost every single year. We have an election year this time, so it might be a little bit different, but it's going to come right back. It's going to come right back by the end of the year, and then it'll, do the same thing it always does. Kind of having that, like you said, is a great kind of side hustle where you can kind of keep your mind off of basketball, continue to learn and educate yourself, which is the number one most important thing. And look at that, like we already have 3 or 4 different business opportunities and assets that you're going to have for the next 20, 30 years, which is literally exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing. Yeah. And I'm going to teach athletes, what are they going to do when the ball stops dribbling? Like that's my number one slow. Like, what are you going to do when you're done? What are you going to do when you're done? And, for example, like Justin Gray, my guy just went over to Texas Tech and he's training there now. And he was doing training sessions with young kids and other athletes that are in the area making making $1,000 a week, $2,000 a week. And that's a perfect example of what you do, when you're hungry and, you're not a lazy person and, you want to inspire others and you're not signed to a team. And that's a good side hustle, and that's something that a lot of players, they do that after they're done playing. So to wrap it all up, I like to keep them like 15 minutes, they're not too long. I know you got to go do your thing, probably go play Xbox with Aubrey, whatever you want to do. Aubrey's probably sleeping, right? 6 hours ahead.
And with him a couple hours ago.
Yeah, Cake's in here too, but he's a couple hours ahead too. He should go to sleep. So the last thing I want to touch on is just what are your goals really, basketball wise, life wise, anything for 2021? Like, what are your goals for next year? Some of the things.
I just talked to Cake about this the other day. Really just for 2021, I think our biggest thing was trying to make 6 figures outside of basketball. If we can do that, you know what I'm saying? Like we can get all those things going because, like you said, basketball isn't forever. So we can obviously, Lord forbid, knock on wood, we can get injured, and then that's that. You know what I'm saying? So it's better to get those other things going. But that's been like the ultimate goal. Like that's been our goal for 2021. And me personally, I don't like thinking about the end of the year. So just find a way to break it down quarterly. That's more obtainable to me. But other than that, like those are like my main things, and just to continue learning. Even during this whole quarantine thing, obviously when sports weren't going on, I learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I learned businesses and how I can bring in different streams of money and all those little things. So it's all been beneficial for me. So I'm just trying to keep on growing myself and the people around me on that aspect outside of basketball. And in basketball related, man, just get with a team, get with a place, country, and just get comfortable. Honestly, I would love to stay. Preferably, I would love to stay in a place for a few years, learn the language, because that would be even better for me.
Yeah.
But no, those are like my two main things for 2021.
Yeah, no, for sure. Those are all great. Obviously, I love hearing all the off the court stuff. That's like, that's what I preach. And first of all, just before I hang this up, I do want to touch on one last thing, because one of the things that we talked about almost every single day was cars, right? And I can't end this out talking about cars at all. I just want to tell, like, anyone watching, like any other athletes watching, we're gonna start trying to expand into different business opportunities in the car world. Me, you, and Aubrey, maybe when he's done playing, we're going to try and, maybe host kind of some athlete related car meets, or, maybe start, a social page and a social presence when it has to do with athletes and their cars. Cause that's a huge thing. Athletes love, first of all, they love custom car making, and like, me and you, we're both, diehards when it comes to that. And we love doing that. So, that's another thing. So that's like just multiple things right there already that and we're just getting started. This is like the first 6 months of, doing stuff. So I think it's going to just continue to grow and grow. But yeah, when it comes to basketball, obviously COVID, has made it difficult. Just for people listening, the G League, 10 teams are probably going to opt out of the G League this year. They might not even have a season. So from just what I'm hearing, networking with my guys throughout the G League and stuff like that, that's not looking good. International is not good either. A lot of those G League guys, those training camp guys, are going international, so the spots are getting taken, and the money is just terrible. It's cut in half of what it should be. I could give you examples, but there's no need. But yeah, you already know. So that's one thing we're working on is Nick has his agent. His agent is trying to find him a team. I'm also trying to help as much as possible on the basketball side. But yeah, no, it's great. I mean, the key is to inspire and motivate others and just continue to learn every single day. Be curious every single day. And you're doing everything right, bro. You're doing everything right. It's going to be, I can't wait to see what happens like in the next like 20, 30 years of us, me, you, Aubrey, Cake, everybody. It's going to be great.
Yeah, same. I'm excited for just the next year. So
yeah. Sure. Me too. 2021 is going to be huge, man. I'm telling you. It's gonna be. And we gotta continue. Like I said before in the beginning, I'm gonna try and get more athletes on here, not just my clients. So anybody that you want to have on here, I've been hitting up Taco, trying to get him on. So might be able to pull him away from his 2 million people following him.
You get on here.
Yeah, you gotta blow up his phone and tell him to get on here. We gotta get Matt Williams on here, George on here, a bunch of other UCF guys, and continue the trend. So. That's it, man. I'm going to end it.
All right, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Yep. Be safe. I'll text you tomorrow.
All right, bro.
Hey, guys. What's going on? So today's going to be client interview